The internet is melting into a puddle of pure chaos right now, because Chrisean Rock just unleashed an accusation so outrageous it makes every reality TV plot twist of the last decade look like children's bedtime stories. She didn't whisper it, she didn't hint it, she didn't tweet something cryptic at 3 a.m. No. Chrisean stepped forward with the confidence of a woman holding a detonator and declared that Hood Bino, yes, Hood Bino might actually be JR's real father. And the moment those words left her mouth, every phone in the country erupted like a microwave full of metal. Notifications flying, screenshots spreading, group chats malfunctioning. It was spiritual pandemonium. Blueface's reaction? Absolute emotional combustion. The man didn't simmer, didn't slow boil, didn't reflect. He exploded like someone flipped a switch on his sanity. His live reactions alone could power a small city. Meanwhile, fans across the internet broke into investigative mode, comparing baby photos, analyzing hairstyles, zooming in on forehead shapes like they were decoding NASA data. Hood Bino unintentionally became the most trending man in America without saying a single word. And if you think this accusation is just random drama, think again. This wasn't a slip, this was the beginning of a digital earthquake that's about to shake the entire Blueface Chrisean universe off its foundation. From the moment Chrisean Rock let the word slip, or rather, slam into the internet, the entire digital universe stopped breathing. This wasn't a casual claim, not a hot take, not even a reckless rumor thrown for attention. This was a full-force accusation delivered with the confidence of someone holding years of pent-up frustration, emotional receipts, and enough unspoken memories to write 5 seasons of a Zeus Network drama. The second she said Hood Bino's name in relation to JR's paternity, fans didn't even blink. They gasped, choked, screamed, and refreshed their feeds with the urgency of people trying to outrun a tornado. Because Chrisean doesn't speak randomly, she speaks like someone who's lived through the explosion, walked through the ashes, and finally decided she's done protecting the people who threw the matches. As her claim spread, the internet didn't just react, it mutated into a full-blown crime lab. TikTok users became genetic analysts overnight. Twitter turned into a digital court. Instagram became a gallery of evidence. People who didn't know Hood Bino existed yesterday were suddenly posting charts, side-by-side comparisons, facial breakdowns, and zodiac compatibility theories like they were filing Supreme Court cases. Fans were zooming into JR's eyebrows at 600% resolution, matching his baby dimples to Bino's teenage selfies, and analyzing his smile like it held encrypted DNA markers. It was delusional, unhinged, and exactly the kind of collective madness only the internet can achieve. Meanwhile, Blueface was spiraling like a man caught in a storm he absolutely did not see coming. His entire personality built on confidence, charisma, and trolling cracked instantly. He reacted with shock, rage, denial, laughter, panic, and confusion all at once, like someone pressing every emotional button on his control panel. He posted, then deleted, then posted again, then went live, then went silent. It was a psychological roller coaster with no seatbelts. Fans watching him said it felt like witnessing a grown man wrestle shadows while trying to convince the world he was fine. But he wasn't fine, not even close, because Chrisean's accusation didn't just question his role as JR's father. It questioned his identity, his ego, and the narrative he's been pushing since the day JR was born. Chrisean remained eerily calm in comparison. She didn't rant or scream or give long explanations. She dropped the accusation like a bomb, then let the internet detonate itself. She spoke in short, sharp sentences that cut deeper than essays. She hinted at moments that didn't add up. She referenced timing that felt suspicious. She talked about doubts she suppressed, instincts she ignored, and red flags she brushed aside to keep peace that never existed. Her tone wasn't dramatic, it was exhausted. It carried the weight of someone who's been carrying a secret while pretending everything was fine for the cameras. The more she explained, the more fans began connecting dots they didn't even know existed. As soon as Chrisean mentioned Hood Bino, the timeline erupted with old clips resurfacing like archaeological ruins. Videos of Chrisean and Bino in the same room suddenly became evidence. A 2-second glance became a thesis paper. A handshake became intense energy. A casual conversation became a chemistry moment. People slowed down clips to quarter speed, added dramatic music, and narrated them like true crime documentaries. The internet wasn't playing detective, it was inventing storylines at the speed of delusion. Hood Bino's social media turned into a war zone. Overnight, his comments flooded with, "Is it true? Say something. Are you the father? And explain yourself, sir." Even his oldest posts, pictures of food, outfits, random selfies, were suddenly filled with chaos. He posted nothing, but that silence spoke louder than any denial. Fans interpreted it 100 different ways. Some said he was protecting Chrisean, others said he was being strategic, a few said he was guilty, and many claimed he was just confused like the rest of the world. His silence became part of the narrative whether he liked it or not. Gossip pages jumped into action instantly, because nothing attracts engagement like paternity drama. Instagram blogs posted screenshots of Chrisean's statement with captions like, "Wow." YouTube commentators uploaded 50-minute analysis videos within hours. Twitter threads stretched into novels. People who had never commented on Blueface or Chrisean started chiming in with insider knowledge that was obviously made up, but still got thousands of likes. Social media became a feeding frenzy, and the paternity claim was the fresh meat thrown into the ocean. Then came the family reactions, which made everything 10 times worse. Blueface's relatives, known for adding gasoline to every spark, posted cryptic messages like, "Truth always comes out and been told y'all." This inflamed the chaos instantly, because whenever Carlissa or the rest of Blueface's family comments on something, the internet knows the situation is about to get even messier than anyone was prepared for. Their vague posts only deepened suspicion and gave the scandal an official, emotional stamp of authenticity. Blueface's second meltdown was somehow even more dramatic than the first. He went live, pacing aggressively, voice shaky, trying to weaponize confidence but slipping between anger and panic. He insisted JR looked like him. The comments disagreed. He said Chrisean was lying. The comments mocked him. He pointed to JR's features. The comments said, "Sir, please sit down." Watching him was like watching a man wrestle reality while the internet threw popcorn from the sidelines. Rumors emerged that Chrisean and Hood Bino had private conversations months ago. Rumors said Blueface had doubts long before this. Rumors claimed this wasn't a new revelation, just a truth Chrisean finally stopped protecting. Some conspiracies went so deep they made Marvel storylines look simple. But the narrative that gained the most traction was this: Chrisean had held back for months, and something or someone finally pushed her to reveal the truth. And through all the screaming, the memes, the theories, the finger-pointing, one thing became undeniable: this wasn't just drama. This was a total storyline reset. A universe-shifting, character-breaking plot twist that rewrote everything fans thought they knew. And if the accusation was the earthquake, the aftershocks were about to be even bigger. The internet didn't cool down, it heated up like someone poured gasoline on a campfire and walked away. The moment Chrisean's accusation marinated overnight, the timeline woke up with even more energy, more delusion, and more unhinged confidence. People who had never met Hood Bino, never seen JR in person, never interacted with Blueface, were suddenly acting like expert witnesses for a trial that hasn't even been scheduled yet. Every platform transformed into a chaos arena. TikTok detectives, Instagram instigators, Twitter philosophers, and Facebook aunties giving unsolicited paternity analysis based on spiritual intuition. It was a global meltdown disguised as entertainment. Celebrities, of course, couldn't resist inserting themselves into the mess. Rappers who haven't charted since Obama's presidency posted cryptic messages like, "Real ones know the truth," pretending to be insiders. Reality stars jumped in with shady quotes about knowing your worth. Influencers recorded dramatic reaction videos filmed with bad lighting and dramatic sighs until someone finally commented, "Why are you breathing like that?" Even washed-up YouTubers came crawling back to the app to give their 2 cents just to stay relevant. The desperation was loud, but the engagement was louder. Then came the meme tsunami, the kind of brutality that only the internet at its pettiest can produce. Hood Bino was photoshopped holding JR like Simba on Pride Rock. Someone edited Maury sprinting onto the screen with the caption, "We tested Hood Bino. And the results are..." Loading. Blueface got photoshopped into every paternity scene from every TV show in history. People edited JR wearing glasses and holding a DNA test like he was investigating his own origin story. The humor was illegal. The disrespect was Olympic level. And the creativity? Unmatched. But the real chaos came from the internet investigators, the self-appointed detectives who attack paternity scandals like it's an escape room challenge. They slowed down clips of Chrisean and Hood Bino at the same events, analyzing micro-expressions like they were decoding Morse code. They posted side-by-side pictures of JR next to both men, zooming into his eyelashes, comparing ear shapes, even measuring nostril angles with apps that definitely weren't designed for that. Someone made a PowerPoint presentation titled "Why JR Might Be Bino's," complete with transitions, annotations, and dramatic sound effects. People shared it like gospel. Hood Bino's silence became the biggest plot point of the day. Every hour he stayed quiet, the internet lost another piece of sanity. Some fans said he was protecting Chrisean's peace, others said he was letting the truth breathe, a few insisted he was consulting legal advice. But the majority? They believed silence was confession. They started writing fan theories like they were scripting a crime thriller. His comment section turned into a digital riot, with people typing, "Don't hide now. We need answers. Sir, blink twice if you're the father, and are you rehearsing your Maury entrance or what?" Meanwhile, Blueface was unraveling in real time. His lives were chaotic monologues full of yelling, pacing, deflecting, and denial. He tried to reclaim control but looked like a man trying to put out a wildfire with a bottle of Sprite. He swore JR looked like him. The comments disagreed with vicious enthusiasm. He tried to say Chrisean was lying. The comments said, "We want DNA, not vibes." He tried to joke his way out of it. The comments said, "Sir, this is not a comedy show." Every attempt he made to save face only dug him deeper into embarrassment. The situation escalated even more when old photos and clips resurfaced showing Hood Bino around during the time JR was conceived. Were they conclusive? No. Did the internet treat them like FBI evidence? Absolutely. People started examining background shadows, room decor, clothing colors, even timestamps like they were solving a national mystery. Someone even said, "The way he stood in that clip, that's father energy," and the comment section agreed. No science, no logic, just pure chaotic intuition. Gossip pages threw themselves into the madness like kids diving into a ball pit. They posted screenshots, half-translated captions, misleading headlines, and blurry photos with circles drawn around random objects that had nothing to do with anything. One page even posted a video of a random man at the grocery store claiming he looked like JR, and the internet lost its mind until someone said, "Ma'am, that's literally just a stranger buying milk." But that didn't stop the post from going viral. Then another twist hit. An anonymous source claimed Blueface's family had been suspicious for months. The internet didn't question credibility, they accepted it instantly because it matched the chaos. Comments exploded with theories, calculations, timelines, emotional commentary, and spiritual predictions. Some said karma was hitting Blueface at full speed. Others said Chrisean was finally free from emotional manipulation. The conspiracy board expanded into a universe, but the moment that really sent people into meltdown was when a clip resurfaced of Chrisean subtly mentioning intuition months ago. Fans posted it everywhere with captions like, "She been hinting, and she knew before we did." Suddenly everyone acted like they had seen signs all along. People who didn't even know Hood Bino existed last week were now experts on energetic compatibility. Carlissa, being the human flamethrower she is, reappeared with cryptic comments that added rocket fuel to the chaos. She didn't confirm anything. She didn't deny anything. She simply posted, "The truth always comes to light," and walked away from her phone like she didn't just cause an entire fandom to collapse. The internet screamed. People begged her for clarity. She gave none. She never does. That's why the internet is terrified of her. She thrives in unanswered chaos. Late that night, the biggest twist of the entire meltdown emerged. Rumor had it that Blueface requested a new paternity test. Not a joke. Not a troll. A real, actual test. Fans screamed. Haters screamed. Neutral people screamed. The rumor spread across every platform like wildfire. Because if Blueface himself was asking for a test, that meant the accusation wasn't just words. It meant doubt had entered the building. It meant Chrisean's claim wasn't being dismissed. It meant the storyline was only getting deeper. By this point, the internet wasn't even asking, "Is Hood Bino the father?" anymore. They were asking, "What else have we not been told? How long has this been brewing? What was happening behind the scenes? Who knew what and when?" The suspicion grew so big it became a monster, one that no amount of denial, jokes, Instagram stories, or lives could stop. And as the digital flames rose higher and higher, one terrifying truth became clear. The real fallout hadn't even started yet. By the following morning, the internet wasn't just buzzing, it was convulsing. People weren't logging in casually anymore. They were entering the timeline like survivors returning to a disaster zone. Every platform felt scorched. Comments were unhinged. Entire fanbases were spiritually dehydrated. The chaos wasn't spreading, it had already colonized every corner of the digital universe. And at the center of the storm was the one sentence Chrisean Rock dropped like a hand grenade. Hood Bino might be JR's real father. That single claim fractured the Blueface Chrisean storyline into a million jagged pieces, each one sharper than the last. Blueface woke up looking like a man who fought sleep and lost. His early morning posts reeked of panic disguised as confidence. He tried cracking jokes, but the internet was done laughing with him. Now they were laughing at him. He tried claiming, "They just want to see me down," but fans responded, "Sir, paternity has nothing to do with haters. Go take the test." He tried trolling, but not even his most dedicated supporters could help him. The jokes fell flat. The bravado collapsed. The energy shifted. And for the first time in a long time, Blueface didn't look untouchable, he looked rattled. Chrisean's live later that day hit the timeline like emotional artillery. She wasn't screaming. She wasn't mocking. She wasn't even chaotic. She was calm, too calm. That kind of calm that only shows up when a person has already cried behind closed doors and is now speaking from the ashes. She talked about loyalty, disappointment, betrayal, trust, and how she let people weaponize her love against her. Every sentence landed like a punch to the chest. Even her critics paused. This wasn't entertainment, this was raw truth wrapped in exhaustion. And somehow that vulnerability made her more powerful than any rage-filled rant ever could. Meanwhile, Hood Bino continued his silence, strategic, haunting, intentional. The internet treated his absence like a confession. The comment sections attached meaning to every hour he didn't speak. He's thinking, he's preparing a statement, he's talking to Chrisean privately, he's the father and he knows it. People were projecting narratives onto him like he was a blank screen. Then he posted one line on his story, "Everything reveals itself eventually, nothing more, nothing less." And the internet spiraled off that one sentence for 12 straight hours. The rumor machine went berserk. Alleged insiders came forward claiming Blueface had been suspicious for months. Someone said he'd requested a paternity test weeks prior. Another claimed Bino had been around during the pregnancy. None of it was verified, but verification didn't matter anymore. This scandal wasn't running on evidence. It was running on chaos, momentum, and collective adrenaline. The storyline had become bigger than the truth, bigger than the people involved, bigger than logic. It had become a cultural event. The emotional toll hit every character differently. Blueface's reputation tore at the seams. His music got overshadowed. His image took blow after blow. He looked defensive, cornered, helpless, and desperate, a man realizing he might lose a title he didn't respect until the moment it was threatened. He wasn't battling Chrisean anymore. He was battling the public's shifting loyalty. And that was a losing fight from the start. Chrisean, on the other hand, began rising from the rubble. People sympathized with her. They saw her pain. They recognized her effort. They noticed her trying to hold her life together while navigating emotional shrapnel from 3 directions. Suddenly, she wasn't the villain. She was the survivor. Her supporters rallied behind her like an army. Even casual viewers defended her. She evolved from meme material into a woman standing in her truth. Whether messy or complicated, Neva somehow got dragged into the storyline again despite not being involved. People commented on her posts demanding, "What do you know? She had nothing to do with the claim, but the internet doesn't care." They grabbed her name and tossed it into the chaos blender like a garnish on top of a scandal smoothie. No matter what she didn't post, blinked, people assumed she was tied to the drama. Innocent bystanders don't exist in the Blueface cinematic universe. Then came the inconclusive test rumor, a leak so messy the internet collectively screamed into the void. Not confirming Blueface. Not confirming Bino. Just pure confusion. People didn't know whether to be angry, entertained, or emotionally numb. But they did know one thing. The mystery wasn't over. If anything, it had just opened a deeper, darker chapter no one saw coming. The word inconclusive became the villain of the week. Blueface's reaction to that rumor was cinematic desperation. He slammed the internet. He slammed gossip pages. He slammed Chrisean. He slammed anyone who breathed in his direction. And the more he yelled, the more people felt like they were watching a man crumble in slow motion. His meltdown overshadowed the actual paternity question. Fans said he looked like someone trying to outrun a truth catching up to him in real time. The emotional climax came when Chrisean looked into the camera during a live and said softly, "This story isn't finished. Y'all don't know half of it." And with that, she logged off. No explanation. No follow-up. Just a cliffhanger so violent it broke the internet's nervous system. The silence after that line was louder than any shouting match. People froze. People panicked. People typed essays trying to interpret her tone, because if what she already revealed wasn't even half, then what on earth is still hidden? The aftermath became a waiting room, millions of people sitting with snacks, waiting for round 2. The timeline stayed tense, vibrating with anticipation. Screenshots circulated like wanted posters. Fans prepared mentally for the next episode of this real-life soap opera that refuses to slow down, and the truth became painfully clear. This scandal didn't end. It evolved. It deepened. It grew sharp corners and sharper consequences. Blueface wasn't the same. Chrisean wasn't the same. Hood Bino wasn't the same. The fanbase wasn't the same, and this story? Far from over. And if you survived this level of emotional turbulence without fainting, breaking your charger, or calling 3 friends to scream into the phone, then congratulations, you're officially built for fame ripple chaos. Because what we just unraveled wasn't drama, wasn't gossip, wasn't even scandal. This was a full-blown storyline detonation that shook the entire Blueface Chrisean universe like a snow globe dropped from a rooftop. And the wildest part? This saga isn't slowing down. It's just entering its most dangerous chapter. Every player is on edge. Every move feels like a trigger. Every sentence Chrisean drops feels like a countdown. You do not want to miss what comes next. So before the next paternity twist punches the internet in the throat, go ahead and smash that like button like it owes you money, rent, and emotional reparations. Don't tap it, commit a digital assault on it. And while you're at it, slap that subscribe button with the force of a Maury cameraman sprinting backstage. This channel is where the scandals break first, before the blogs catch on, before the PR teams panic, before Blueface even wakes up to start spiraling again. Jump into the comments and unleash your theories. Do you think Hood Bino is the real dad? Do you think Blueface already knew? Do you think another test is about to drop? Whose reaction shocked you the most? Your comments fuel the chaos, and the algorithm loves when you lose your mind publicly. This is Fame Ripple, where secrets shake the culture, where scandals explode in real time, and where we follow the madness until the last receipt hits the light. Stay locked in. Stay loud. Stay messy.